Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good? It's your man, 100 Grand Ross with the Rock Never Stops. Had to go with the old school headphones today because I forgot to charge my mic. It be that way sometimes, but it is what it is. The Rock does not stop, it keeps going. And so we keep going. Tonight we've got the Detroit Pistons and New Orleans Pelicans. And I'm excited for this. I'm excited for a bunch of different reasons. Karis Savert is actually going to be out, or he's listed as questionable with an illness. Could be a great excuse, opportunity to get our man Dennis Jenkins some more minutes and see how he runs that offense. But this is also a game that is against a team that's going to compete. It's going to be audio's a little bit low. Audio's a little bit low. Can you hear me all right? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right. Yeah, a little quiet. All right, let me see if this thing done charged up. Let me see. Let me see. I forgot to charge my mic, so I went to the other one. Let me see. Let me try this. Let me see. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna try this. See if it's charged. Can y'all hear me all right? This is better. Give me a thumbs up if this is better. Yup. All right. That's what's up. Appreciate the notification letting me know. Tonight we got the New Orleans Pelicans, and they are they gonna be squatted up. They're gonna be fully healthy, deep. Yeah, Zion Williamson healthy, Derek Queen balling. You've got my man, one of my favorite young players to watch, Jeremiah Fears. He's going to be ready to go. You got Jordan Poole, Trey Murphy the third, Herb Jones. Um, almost said Festus Ezeli. You got Eves Misi. You got the full roster. You got the full roster. Um, and I expect this to be a competitive game, but I also expect the Detroit Pistons to win handedly. By the end of this game, our defense should overwhelm the New Orleans Pelicans and eventually come away with the W. But it's not just getting the win, it's also how we get to the win. And that's what I want to talk about today. But before I dive in, as always, you know the routine. If you can do me the favor, smash the like button for me, right? Remember, it's a little thing for you to press a little button. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing for the channel. So I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate y'all continuing to show up. This community is hella dope. The conversations, the chat is always on fire. So please feel free to jump to the chat. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to give a shout out to y'all in a moment, and then I'm going to jump into this. Now, look, y'all been getting on my top about this whole post that I did. I did a short video and I said Detroit Pistons need a real point guard. And I stand by it. I stand by it. Look, Cade Cunningham can play point. He can. And he could do so really well. I mean, at the NBA level well. The NBA level well, get you into the playoffs well. But what's the trade-off? What's the trade-off? Inefficient offense. He's hot and cold some nights, high turnovers. His legs are gone by the end of the game. What's the trade-off? What's the trade-off? Less locked in on defense. What's the trade-off? And I've talked about this for a while. This isn't about if somebody plays well. This isn't about Cade Cunningham getting to an All-Star game, becoming All NBA. This is about what does it mean for the Detroit Pistons to maximize their opportunity to win a championship. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. Like some people are Russell Westbrook fans and just like I just love that he plays hard and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, yeah, but he's a first round exit. So maybe the adjustment needs to be let's get us another guard who can help run the show and facilitate like he had when he made it to the finals with Derek Fisher. Right? Let's bring some balance. Let's recognize his game, his weaknesses, his areas of improvement, and let's say how can we support him so the team can maximize the opportunity to win a championship. Now, that's neither here nor there. Russell Westbrook has had an amazing career. He's at the end of his career. He's Hall of Fame, probably top, I don't know, 30 all time, top 25, maybe even. But it's to say he never won a championship. He never won a championship. And it's one of those things. I hate to dangle it over somebody because the reality is like it's hard as hell. And I think that we have uh at least myself, I have a lot of leeway for players who are not able to win a championship because they just happen to be in an era where there's that dude over there and you're not him, right? The LeBron James era ended a lot of people's hopes, right? There's a lot of teams that was never gonna get a shot. And some of them that broke through, they got one chance. Right? Pistons in '04, they got that. Very next year they lost, and then LeBron arrived, came into his own, and it was a wrap. The Boston Celtics, they got that one. KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, Perk, Leon Pope, James Posey, Eddie House. I remember that squad, right? They got one shot, lost the next year against the Lakers, and then LeBron was like, yeah, you're done, right? Dwight Howard got one shot. You don't always know what your window of opportunity is going to be. And when you get there, you got to make the most of it. Big at you. Yo, what's good? What's good? Oh man, yo, I'm just getting on. Actually, I'm getting on late, Big A. So it's good to see you in the chat. Ghost Keeper, good to see you in the chat. Salute. William Herzog, yo, Herzog 4707. Yo, what up though? Salute to the chat. It's good to see y'all in here. Antoine Johnson uh says the Pelicans need to stop holding Trey Murphy hostage and go ahead and trade him to us. Man, I keep telling y'all they're not letting that boy go. Why would you let somebody that talented go on that cheap of a contract at that young of an age? It's like, why? Wow. How does that help? They're getting back absolutely nothing in return. What do they need that Detroit has? Tell me. Interior big who can score? They got Derek Queen. Interior big who can block shots? They got Eves Misi. Maybe they need a perimeter defender. They got Herb Jones. Maybe they need a playmaking dynamic guard. Uh They just drafted him. Plus, they got Jordan Poole, who they just traded for. Right? They got Jeremiah Fears and Jordan Poole. Maybe they need a shooter. They got Jordan Hawkins and Trey Murphy. Maybe they need an explosive superstar who can carry the team for stretches against good teams. That's Zion Williamson. What do they need that we got? Why would they give us Trey Murphy the third? So these are things that we got to start talking about. All right. So yeah, trades usually need to help both teams. Now here's the thing. Tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we got the Pelicans, and they're going to be healthy. And we're pretty healthy too, outside of Karis LeVert. Now, I know y'all might think this dude hates Karis LeVert. I don't hate Karis LeVert. I just think he's taking up valuable minutes that I would rather give to somebody else, like Dennis Jenkins, like Javante Green. Like, there's a lot of other guys that I would rather see get those minutes. And the reality is, he's taking those minutes. And sometimes he looks okay. Sometimes he looks good enough. And other times it's bruh, like you 0 for 4. What are we doing with him? But I get it. I get it. And I think I've said it before, with Cade Cunningham's style of play, he hits the deck a lot. He reminds me a little bit of D Wade, Allen Iverson, fearless, but always getting up off the floor. And that doesn't spell a long career. Both those guys, early 30s, they were done. The knees were gone, shoulder, the back, the hips, the falls, the bumps, the bruises. It just becomes a battle of attrition. How much longer can you keep doing this, getting up off the deck, right? And when you build your game around it, it's like, all right, that's what it is. Now, let me get to the game at hand. This is gonna be a competitive game. This is gonna be one of those games where it's like you better not mess around. Just take care of business. Defend. Come out with a lot of energy. Defend your asses off. Don't let them get going because if they do, they've got all the weapons. And I think it's gonna start really with Jeremiah Fears. That's the guy, and Jordan Poole to an extent. That's the guy that we have to make sure does not get going because if he drops 20 on us, and then you got Zion drop another 20, and then you got sorry, that's gonna add up. That's gonna add up. And what that usually adds up to is it being a dogfight of a game. Now, like I said in the beginning, I believe that the Detroit Pistons defense is going to eventually overwhelm the New Orleans Pelicans. And as a result, it's going to be a situation where there's not much they can do about it. There's not much. Once you get Asar Thompson out there, fourth quarter, Ron Holland, Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart, or Jalen Duren. Once we get Javante Green out there, once we get those boys out there really getting up into them, all of a sudden their offense gets disrupted. We get out in transition and we're going to open up the game and we're going to win in the end. But here's the thing, it's not just about getting the win, it's also how we get to the win. And that's really what I want to focus on today. I need to see some efficient offense. I need to see some real legitimate efficient offense. Like, can we get side top side action? That's when you swing the ball from one side of the court to the other. The left wing, corner, elbow, top of the key to the other side, opposite wing, corner, or elbow. Can we get the defense shifting? Can we create offense out of our ball movement and body movement? Guys who are cutting, getting into position. Can we start exploiting mismatches? Much in the way that we do with Tobias Harris. As soon as we see Uncle T, right? As soon as we see Unc with a small on him, with a guard, somebody who's too light, we know it's a bucket. It's a bucket. But we can do the same thing with Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham. We should be doing the same thing. Asar Thompson. You got to know when you got a small on you. And just take them into the paint, raise up right over the top, score. Right? Isaiah Stewart does it all the time, but I need the recognition from the team as a collective. I need the recognition to say, like, hold. We got a small on Cade. We got what's his name? Jeremiah Fears guarding Cade Cunningham. Okay, Cade, give me the ball. Let's say I'm Asar Thompson. You got Jeremiah Fears on Cade. Cade, give me the ball. Go to the block or the elbow. Get out of there, Duren. Uncle T, opposite corner. Duncan, opposite wing. We're gonna space them out. Go to the block. Right? Like this is what old school older players do. We want to win easy, not hard. Because we want to keep playing more games. Right? I just finished hooping this morning. That's how we play. That's how we play. We just want to get the W. And if we see a mismatch, bro, go to work. Go to work. Go to work. It's just smart basketball. But that's what I'm looking to see. Do we have the maturity to say, like, look, Ron Holland's bringing the ball up in transition. Maybe he grabbed the rebound. And then all of a sudden he looks up the court and there's 3, 4 defenders back and it's just him. Don't try to split 3 defenders to get the ball up on the rim. Slow it down. Swing the ball. Let's run offense. Now I know JB Bickerstaff wants us to push tempo. And that's smart because we don't have a very efficient offense. So we need to make the most of transition opportunities. I get it. I get it. And at the same time, we also got to get better at our half court offense. We got to get better. I want to see more opportunities for Jalen Duren ISO, whoever his matchup is. Absolutely anybody. I like Jalen Duren one-on-one against just about any defender outside of maybe Giannis. Every other defender should be barbecue chicken. He gets the ball right at the free throw line, and you don't see anybody behind him. Everyone should just spread out, flatten out. Let him work. Let him cook. And these are the things that I don't just want to see in the first quarter. I want to see it in the fourth quarter. I want to see it in the third and the fourth quarter that we come out and we just execute offensively. Like it's great to have a lot of effort on defense and let's get out and run. But can we also learn how to execute the offense? Because we've seen it. We've already seen this team do it. Early in the season, we've seen the Detroit Pistons execute offense. We've seen them dribble handoff, swing, cut through, off ball screen, duck in, Cade getting off the ball, catching at the free throw line, you know, uh, looking over his shoulder, freezing the defense, right? Back down, push shot, jump hook, right? Gets right to the rim. Like, when do we start seeing offense look easier? Look, I know that that's the area of greatest growth, but these are the games where you're supposed to actually start trying to implement those things. Now, look, I'm not saying change the whole scheme and identity of the team. Look, you get a defensive rebound, you get a steal, you get a deflection, just go, push it, do what you do. But if we're taking the ball out from under the basket, Cade should not be bringing it up. Period. If we are taking the ball out from under the basket, meaning the other team has scored, or it was a dead ball and we're taking out, Cade should not be bringing the ball up. It should be Asar Thompson. It should be Dennis Jenkins. It should be who is bringing the ball up and actually getting us into our offense. The reason why is because Cade is damn effective off the ball. And he's not just effective off the ball, he also has the ability to catch the ball in his sweet spot and score with ease. Also, he sees the floor that much better. Also, he's a load, he's a walking mismatch. So if he gets the ball in his spot and someone else is bringing the ball up, one, you kind of guarantee that the ball is moving, it's being passed. So somebody else is touching the ball. You keep Asar, you keep Ivy, you keep Dennis, you keep these other guys in a rhythm because they're also getting to handle the ball and touch the ball. And then when Cade gets it in his sweet spot, he's able to easily make a decision. Now, of course, New Orleans Pelicans are going to try to bring some resistance. I think you may see Zion on Cade. You may see Fears, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. They've got a lot of guys with a lot of length, not a lot of guys with a lot of size and mass. And this is where I expect to see Cade continue to do bully ball. Just do what you do. It's just about doing it smarter. Doing it smarter. I don't want to see Cade getting up off the ground 3, 4, 5 times throughout the course of a game. Like, that is not a good sign if your best player is constantly getting up off the floor. Now, some people just have that style of play. D Wade, Iverson, okay, they had that style of play. But if we're thinking long term, remember, we got a long season. It's a marathon. We're just passing the halfway point. Feels like we've had a whole season already, 41 games already. We're 31-10. Number one seeded team in the East. I think we can, I'm not saying sacrifice a game, but I think that we can tote the line, run the risk, trying to run our offense. And maybe we struggle with it. But remember, failure is where you learn the most. That's where your brain really wakes up and it goes like, "Oh shoot, we got to get this down. We've got to figure this out." It's okay if we struggle to run our half court offense. What's not okay is that we continue to play bad offensive basketball in the half court. That we continue to make the same mistakes. Cade bringing it up every single time, we already know that's not good for us as a team. It doesn't matter if he can do it. It doesn't work best for us as a team because now you have a help defender helping off Asar Thompson, right? They got the center guarding Asar Thompson. Well, what happens when you flip that and Asar Thompson brings the ball up the court? Is a center able to guard him, bring it up the court? No. Now you can get Cade the ball at the elbow. Now you're able to run some flex action, off ball screen, pin downs. You can run so much more with Cade off the ball because he's also a threat to score from the perimeter. I know his 3-point shot hasn't really come around, but I think that's also because of the quality of shots that Cade gets. He's constantly taking tough shots, constantly. When you're always taking tough shots, it's hard to get into a rhythm. It really is. And so this is one of those games where you're really looking for our offense to kick in. You're looking for guys to take advantage of an opportunity to really show that they can be an efficient and effective part of this team. And I think that we have those guys. I just don't think that uh, we have tried enough times to really gain some rhythm and momentum in running our offense. And that's my primary kind of like giddy up. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the primary thing that just kind of gets to me. It's just that we don't have the reps of the lineup continuity or the half court opportunities where we're actually executing. We're actually running plays. We're actually running sets. We're actually looking for specific actions and looks outside of Duncan Robinson or the pick and roll lob and maybe the dump down to Tobias Harris. But many times those are like one pass and a shot. What we're really looking for is multiple passes, passes that force the defense to work, move side to side, right? It also gives you a breather too. And I know it might feel like it slows down the tempo of the game. I get that. It slows it down, and you're thinking, okay, that doesn't play to our advantage. Okay. But what happens when you play a team that has good defenders? They got a bunch of dogs, and they get back on defense, and they don't turn it over. And now you're forced to run efficient offense. Well, you haven't been practicing because you're just doing catch, one pass and a shot, one pass and a shot. If that. Sometimes it's just a guy taking a one-on-one full length of the court. Nobody else touches the ball, right? We know where that ends you. And remember, we are preparing for the playoffs. That's what we're here for. The playoffs, the finals, the championship. All those teams are going to get back. Shoot, they might even crash the offensive glass like Boston did because we're still figuring out how to box out. We're still figuring out how to communicate when guys are cutting and moving off ball and setting screens because we don't really talk. Our transition defense is rough, right? So it's like, how do we continue to build and work in these specific areas where we need to grow and get better with the outlook of I'm preparing for the playoffs. I'm preparing for the playoffs. Get to some of these comments in here. See. Uh, I would love trade Tobias Harris. Now, we're not getting Trey Murphy, y'all. We're not getting Trey Murphy. I need to see Jalen Duren dominate his matchup on the glass tonight against the rookie queen, who's been sneaky good this season. He's man, I'm telling you, man, yo, folks be talking so much about Troy Weaver, Joe Dumars, and them. First of all, don't let people talk trash about yo previous execs, especially when they helped us out. I'm just saying, without Troy Weaver's drafting, talent evaluation, we're not here today. We're not here today. We're just not. Yeah, yeah. People forget just how much those draft picks were not clear. A lot of people like Jalen Green and Evan Mobley. A lot of people. A lot. Cade was the guy, but it wasn't that clear. Jaden Ivey, Benedict Mathurin, it was not clear. Asar Thompson, Jarris Walker, it was not clear. There were a lot of guys, and it could have went a lot of different directions. Grabbing Ron Holland, Modest Buzelis. All right. I think some of y'all still like Buzelis. Though I think Ron Holland is more Detroit basketball. It's just to say there were a lot of different picks. Grabbing Marcus Sasser late in the draft, bringing up a Dennis Jenkins and draft like we didn't draft him, but we signed him. We got him on our G League team, right? Kept him in the system. Like a lot of these moves, all this to say is New Orleans is building something over there too. And Derek Queen, that's a dog right there, bro. That's a dog. Reminds me of Zebo a little bit. He's gonna be in the league for a long time, getting buckets, getting buckets. Jalen Duren, we want to see him dominate that matchup. What I want to see is his team feed him. I want to see the team feed him and be like, go to work, dog. Go to work. Just go to work. The reality is, Duren, he shoots, I believe, the highest field goal percentage on the team. Right? He's got to be top two at least. He gets to the free throw line. He puts so much pressure on the rim. He gets the other team in foul trouble and knocks down his free throws. Like it's he has so many advantages for us with his ability to be able to score against opposing bigs in one-to-one matchups. His handle is excellent. His touch around the rim, excellent. I want to see our team feed him and say, we want to get him involved. And not just involved, we want to get him to the point where he's leading us for stretches. Cade, I understand you got down the whole pick and roll thing with Duren. I think that's wonderful. I don't want to hold you at all with that. But you also need to just feed him and get the hell out the way. Like sometimes you're always lingering around the top of the key. And this is directed straight to Cade Cunningham. It's all love. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you are passing the ball and then you just stand and your man is now helping against the guy you just passed the ball and you don't notice that. You don't move, right? It's almost like what Chris Paul used to complain about James Harden. It's like, yo, just because you don't have the ball doesn't mean you don't have to play offense anymore. You still need to move around, get to an open space so we can create for one another. It's not just you have the ball and go to work, or if you don't have the ball, then you just stand around and take a break. You still have to help your teammates score. That was something that James Harden, it took a long time for him to learn and really internalize. Cade Cunningham sometimes gets lost in the sauce. And he sits there, he just passes the ball, and he just stands around and watches. Or this is the frustrating thing, and I hate this when I hoop. Bro, I hate this when I hoop. Like, I can't tell you how much I hate this when I hoop. When people run to you and bring their defender. You get the ball at the top of the key, and you get into your rhythm. You about to go to work. You like, all right. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, somebody runs up trying to get the ball from you, bringing their defender. I'm like, bro, you just clogged the whole paint. You clogged the whole driving lane, right? Now I can't even go right because you there and you gonna run up to me to get the ball. Like what do you like? It just shows a lack of IQ. And sometimes Cade will run to his teammate as if like he's bailing them out. Like, oh, I got you, I got you. It's like, no, bro, let other people go to work. You got to know who can go to work on your team. Okay, we know Duren can go to work. Tobias in his spots, he can go to work. Right? Jaden Ivey on the wing, he can go to work. Marcus Sasser, we know he can go to work. Right? There's certain guys we know. Ron Holland gets the ball. If it's not catch and shoot wide open three in the corner or the wing, or he's not driving a straight line, if he starts dribble in the same spot, go run over there and get the ball from him. Go run over there and get the ball from him. That's what I want you to do. You see Ron Holland trying to get in his bag like this, go get the ball from him. That's who you run up to. That's who you go chase. You see who else is somebody else that you need to go get the ball out of their hands. That just it might just be about it. If I'm honest. Outside of Ron and Asar, here's the thing about Asar Thompson. If he's not driving to the basket, he's actually looking for you, Cade. So you don't have to run to him. What you need to do is run to an open area, an open spot. Because you run to that open area and then you get the ball and your man close out, it's one on one. Now you go right to work. Now you go right to work, bro. You know, these are the things that I know that we need to work on. And I'm not gonna stop saying it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not because some of y'all just don't want to say anything bad about anybody that you like. Here's the thing, it's not a bad thing. It's not bad. Like some of y'all got to get out of this mindset that to say anything but praise towards somebody that you like means that you don't like them anymore. Get out of that, bro. Get out of that. If these guys are professionals. They are professionals. They understand they're always getting better. Shoot, if Jordan always felt like he was getting better, if Kobe always was working on something to get better, if LeBron was always working on something to get better, right? If the great ones all were always working on something to get better, then why do we act like it's now egregious to say this is an area where somebody needs to get better? Thank you, Antoine Johnson. It's called constructive criticism. Constructive, right? I'm not saying you're trash. I'm just saying, yo, there might be another way to do it. Now, in this game, hopefully Dennis Jenkins gets Karis LeVert's minutes. Says Karis LeVert is questionable with an illness. Usually that means he's not going to play. Karis LeVert is one of those Mr. Glass type of players, always injured. So they're probably going to, pace him throughout the year. Dante Massey, this isn't our ceiling. Despite how good we are, you should want all these guys better. It's okay to point out the negatives. Facts. Facts. And this is something that I try to translate in my lives. I'm actually excited about this team. I'm actually excited about this team and its potential for this season. I think the New York Knicks, they're in that lull because they're veterans. They got families, they got kids. Look, games 30 through maybe 50, 55. You don't really give a shit. Like you do, but you don't. You know what I mean? Like I got other things, got a real estate deal. I gotta do some payments on this. I gotta think about this. I got a meeting with so and so. I got endorsement thing. I gotta make sure that we're selling to our new house, furniture. Make sure the wifey is good. Like it's mid season. You're not locked in. So I'm not gonna say the New York Knicks are in shambles right now, but I will say New York Knicks are in shambles. No, now the New York Knicks, um, they have to figure out their Karl Anthony Towns situation. And I think that they will. I think post All Star break, they will. Um, they will, and then they're going to get rolling again. They're going to be locked in. They're going to continue to win games. They're going to be right there in the playoffs. I'm more worried about teams like Miami making a move, getting that guy, and it just elevates them. John Morant is like, yo, I want to go to Miami, no other place. Damn. Could you imagine Miami, Eric Spoelstra, and John Morant? Because Pat Riley's not going to give up the farm. You're looking at Tyler Harrell. That's who they're realistically looking to give up. They love Tyler, but he's not Ja. And Norman Powell is balling. You got Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, Pell Larson. You got guys over there. Yeah, Bashan Rapstraw. Yo, I the Miami Heat are a winning culture. They are not going. You're The Miami Heat are not going to lose because they're not doing the right things. They're not going to lose a game because they're not boxing out. They're not going to lose a game because they're not getting back on defense. They're not going to lose a game because they aren't communicating well. They're not going to lose a game because they're not giving great effort. They're going to lose a game because you just have more talent. You were a better team. And that's always been their Achilles is having the talent. But when they've had the talent, they go to the finals. When they've got that guy, they get into the finals. Ja Morant, I think, gets them into the finals. That's what they're thinking. That's how they're looking at that team. And I can't really be mad at it. That's a scary team. Orlando, who knows if they ever get their shit together. Cleveland, will they ever be healthy in the playoffs? Right? This could be the Detroit Pistons window right now. Right now. This could be it. This could be the one where we sneak into the finals. Right? Indiana got into the finals. Unfortunately, Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles. We don't know when they'll get back into the finals. The last time they were in the finals, probably oh something, oh something. That was the Shaq and Kobe era, right? So this is something that we have to keep in mind. The moment is now. Is now. Don't let New York figure something out on how to get Giannis to the Knicks. Crazy, right? Now all of a sudden the landscape changes. Right? Next year is not promised. It is not. Bro, I can't tell you how many teams. I say it all the time. You know how many teams that we all say, "Oh yeah, man, they're just beginning. They're just getting started. They're going to be here for a long time." You see the Denver Nuggets? Got there once. One. Injuries, injuries, injuries. You don't know what your window really is. You just know when it opens, you got to put the pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. Go for it. That's what these smaller games are about. How do we build up our team? How do we get our team to a place where once we're in that window, we're ready? We're ready. You've got to be ready for that moment. And the Detroit Pistons, defensively, we are ready. Offensively, no. Offensively, we are. Look, I don't want to say trash, but damn, it's ugly sometimes. I'm keeping it real with you. Our offense is ugly sometimes. Absolutely atrocious. I don't, oh my God. No ball movement, no body movement, people standing around, right? Bad passes, bad decisions, turnovers, inconsistency. We don't know who's going to show up for what each game. The most consistent player is probably Duncan Robinson, and that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. If Duncan Robinson is more consistent than your two all-star level players in Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, that's not a good thing. That's a sign that something's off. Something's not right. So when I see Cade making the same mistakes, picking up the ball at half court, getting trapped along the sideline at half court in the corner, trying to bring up the ball every single time, wearing himself out, right? When I'm seeing that constantly, when he doesn't get like even here's the thing, Cade, look, even if you're in a rhythm, you're executing the offense, it's great. You got to have a mindset like some of these veteran old school point guards, like a Chris Paul. He said it straight up. He's like, look, I passed early in games to get everyone else going because I knew it was going to make the game easy for me because it would open up once they got going. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When Asar Thompson is running point, he's far more aggressive, he's far more active, he's engaged, he's disruptive. When you're running point the whole time, he sits in a corner. He gets relaxed, he gets complacent, he gets out of position, he's less active. That's a guy you need. Cade should have the mindset, I need to activate Asar. I've got to activate Duran. And sometimes getting off the ball, shoot, giving Asar the ball and say, hey, set us up. That gets Asar going. in the game. When he drives, don't just stand on the perimeter. Cut behind him. You know he's looking for you to pass. If he passes up a good look, man, that's what I do all the time. I'll get on somebody's ass. Don't pass up a good look on my squad. Don't run with me and you pass up a good look, bro. I'm like, what are you doing? Shoot the damn ball. Shoot it. There's plenty of shots to go around. I need you going. I need the defense worried about you. I need them looking at you like, oh, this guy is about to try to put one up. Because if they're worried about you, you know who they're not worried about? Me. And then when I come off that screen, yak 'em. And I'm hitting them with the jumper. I'm giving them the pump to the rack, push through, lay, floater, at the elbow, footwork, up and under. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. But if everyone's focused on me, because y'all cats ain't gonna shoot, makes the game harder for me. And I think that's a part of what Cade has to understand is that to make the game easy for himself, he has to activate certain teammates. He has to get guys going in certain ways that allows them to play at a maximum, to play at their best, to play at their greatest potential. And we don't see that enough. I don't see Cade out there really like I see moments like when Cade Duncan Robinson saved the ball in transition, right? And Cade does a great job, amazing job uh, snatching the ball. I think it's from Baylor Shireman or Sam Hauser, one of the two. And then he gets to the opposite wing. Nobody's guarding him, but then he sees Duncan Robinson stays in the play and he's rushing to the corner. So Cade gets the ball, focuses on the rim like he wants to shoot. Derek White flies out at him, and then he just no look pass to Duncan Robinson in the corner for the wide open three. Right? Great heady play. I love that from Cade. I love that. I love those moments. And that's why we're so enamored with his talent because he makes some amazing plays. He makes really good decisions when he's in the flow of the game. But something happens when he's at the top of the key and he's trying to just facilitate and see side to side what's going on. Something happens. It's like that's his glitch spot. That's his glitch spot sometimes. But here's the thing, if you know and embrace those things about yourself, you know what you do? You plan for it. We're taking the ball out from under the hoop. Asar, come get it. I'm just going to negate that. I get a rebound. I got it. Take off. I get a steal, deflection, out in transition. Go. Do your thing, Cade. Do your thing. But if the ball is being taken out from under the hoop after a free throw, a made shot, Asar, come get it. Dennis, come get it. Let me work off the ball. This is an opportunity for me to work on my game. You know, it's funny because one of the things that I know for sure when I'm playing defense, I like to play a lot of help defense, spy, you know, play that little safety mode, see where folks is at, you know, help dig down on a drive, see if I get a deflection or a steal, things like that. But I know I have a propensity for getting so focused on helping that I forget my guy. Asar Thompson does this too a lot. And he'll forget his man who gets a little bit too far away from him. And when the guy with the ball kicks out to my man, it's a wide open look. Or my man is backdooring me. Backdoor cut to the basket. It's like, oh shit, I lost track of him. Right? I know this about myself. So my job when I get out on the court, while I'm playing defense, oh, quick, quick, see your man in the ball. Man in the ball. Okay. Open up. Make sure you see your man in the ball. Nobody's gonna try to sneak behind you. Win it out, just drop down under the rim. If you can't find him for a split second, just drop down on the rim. Right? Like I because I know myself, because I know my propensities, I don't need to ignore it. I can embrace it and have a plan for it. But that's this team in general. Asar Thompson, I can do the same thing with Asar. Asar Thompson, you tend to turn down a lot of good looks. You tend to get all the way in front of the rim in that little 8-foot range and just not even look at the basket. You get 5 to 8 feet away from the rim, you should be pulling up. Jumper, up and under, shoot the ball. Yo, is it just me with the insight? How's New York working out? 3 hour difference in that cold weather. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. It's snowing. It's man. I ain't never been in snow like this. I'm from Cali. You feel me? But I will say this though. I have enjoyed hooping out here. I have enjoyed hooping out here. Folks be hooping. I be in this Y and we be getting it in. And your boy, my jump man. I've been doing these new like hip opening stretches. Got into yoga. These hip opening stretches. It's changed the game with my ankle. I could play like 4, 5 games now. Um, oh, thanks. Is it just me with the I appreciate that. 74. I already know. My fam out there be telling me all the thank you. Thank you. I appreciate thank you. It's cold blooded. It's cold blooded. Yeah, welcome to the East Coast, man. But hey, but folks hoop out here though. I'll say that. Folks is hooping out here. I'm busting their ass. Boy, I'm busting their ass, man. I love it. Coming there, don't nobody know who I am. They out there. Out there, they didn't want to pick me up the first time I was out there. It was like, hey, whatever. I'll start hitting that jumper, yak 'em, yak 'em. All of a sudden they like, who that? Yak 'em. Next thing you know, we got him. We got him. Better ask somebody. Better ask somebody. I do this. I've been doing this for a long time. For a long time. But yeah, I love hooping out here on the East Coast. Let me just say this. Oh yeah, William Hurst got yep, yep. I'm telling you that, hey, that yoga life, joint health, mobility. The older you get, man, the older you get, don't play around with it. Don't play around with it. Yeah, don't play around with it. You know what I mean? Be careful being too sweet on the court. You get prison ball action. Then you know what? I checked that early because I'm out there like I'll be out there like Tommy Shepard and above the rim, bro. I don't play around with him. I don't play around. I give him the little check, little watch out, bro. Hey. I grew up playing street ball, bro. I had a late growth spurt. I didn't get to 6 feet, 6'1" until like first year of college. You know what I mean? That's when I bro, that's when I hit my growth spurt. So I was used to being small, playing with grown adults, knock you around. I get out there and also work out. So my whole thing, my regimen is play ball. I'll usually run about like 5 or 6 games. And then that's my cardio. And then I'll go in the weight room and I lift, you know. See, Velveteen Vision says kind of bummed Cade might not play tonight. Hope he doesn't have to miss many games after All Star break because he might I made the 65 game requirement. I haven't heard anything says he's ill. I didn't see that on the injury report. Let me refresh it. I did not see that. I saw Karis LeVert on the injury report. I did not see Cade Cunningham. Yeah, as of January 21st, Karis LeVert is the only one listed. Piston injury. Yeah, so I'm not sure where you heard that from, but I don't think that Cade is out tonight. Let me see. William Herzog sounds like Cade is questionable tonight. Did he ever play at Venice Beach? No, I never played at Venice Beach. I wish I did, man. I almost had an opportunity to, man. Um, play some travel ball. I played around the world though, man. I played the Philippines, Mexico. I played everywhere, man. I played everywhere, bro. Eastern Europe, Africa. I played everywhere, man. Okay, the reporter said that Cade Cunningham is sick. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, I think that we need to get the W no matter what. If anything, it moves guys up into the rotation. If Cade and Karis LeVert are both out, expect to see a lot of Dennis Jenkins and Jaden Ivey and Jaden Ivey. But either way, I think the Detroit Pistons are going to have a great game tonight. A lot of defense. Uh, but what I want to see more than anything is just improvement. It's just improvement. Look, let's stop resting on our laurels. Let's stop leaning on only our strengths and continue to make the same mistakes. We got to box out. We got to get back in transition. We got to communicate on defense. We got to make sure that we're moving the ball on offense, right? Not getting into this one-on-one hero ball each and every play. We got to start trusting each other better. I want to see improvement because that, for me, that's what I look for with my coaching lens, my coaching background. I'm looking for us to continue to get better. It's something that Kobe used to say. He said, "Whenever you're not getting better, your competition is." I'll say that again. Kobe. I remember I was reading his interview in Slam magazine. I think I was in high school, probably like a freshman. And I read this quote and he said, "Whenever you are not getting better, working on your game, your competition is." That someone somewhere out there is working on his game. And one day, y'all are gonna lace up and be matched up. He gonna bust your ass because he put in work that you didn't. You just thought you was just the best person around you, best person at your school, and you rested on those laurels. And then you came to the tournament, and our squad came up from SoCal, and you in NorCal busted your ass because you weren't ready. You didn't work on your game. You didn't. Maybe you didn't even see that there were areas of your game that you needed to improve upon. Yeah, Antoine Johnson. Facts. This is why we got to get used to running set plays. When your superstar is not there, it's more important than ever. Facts. Big Aggie says, not boxing out is killing me. It's killing me too, bro. There's no excuse for it. Every single shot, you should box out. Every single shot. There's not there's not a single play you should not be boxing someone out. Attila the Hun Detroit, improve 1% every day. They could be 40% better by the playoffs. Yo, it's simple. It's simple. But here's the thing. I talked to y'all before about the law of compounding. We think it's just like 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's not. If you improve just 1% every day, you're going to get to day 10, 11, 12, and you're going to jump. And your efficiency is going to jump maybe 15, 20 points. And then all of a sudden you improve a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And all of a sudden it's going to jump again. If we focus for the next 10 games and say, we are going to box out every single time, that's what we're going to hold ourselves to. Boxing out every single time. Communicating on defense, especially on screens, every single time. And then on offense, moving the ball side top side, ball reversal. Those three things. We just focus on those three things. By the time we get 10 to 15 games in, that's going to be a part of our identity. It's going to be a part of our second nature. It's going to be muscle memory. We're going to do it without even thinking about it. And then all of a sudden, when we get to the playoffs, it will be there for us. But here's the thing, executing against New Orleans is not executing against the Miami Heat. Executing against the Miami Heat is not executing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's levels to it. And so the reason why these games matter is because these games are how you prepare for the bigger games. So the Detroit Pistons right now are not playing just the New Orleans Pelicans. They're playing the Denver Nuggets one day. Or actually, who's coming up in the schedule. You're not just playing the New Orleans Pelicans right now. You are preparing for an Eastern Conference Finals game. It's not just you trying to take advantage of Jeremiah Fears. You're working on a style of play that's going to allow you to take advantage of Jalen Brunson. That's what you're preparing for. That's what these Pistons games are about. Don't play to the level of your opponent. Yep, Diggy. Yep, you're right. So this is what I'm looking for. So when y'all see me make a comment and be like, "Man, the Detroit Pistons need a real point guard." y'all should know what I'm saying. I'm not saying Cade Cunningham can't play point. I'm saying right now he's not running our team efficiently in a lot of ways that he needs to improve upon. But also, I think it just takes too much energy out of him, and we don't get the best of him in other areas. That's just a reality. That's just a reality. When Cade Cunningham is having to play point guard full time, we do not get the best of him as a scorer. When he's off ball, we get a dominant scorer, and we get a more of a team impact. Not just Duncan Robinson, not just Duran, but we get Asar, we get Tobias, we get Karras, we get everyone else contributing because he's not dominating the ball. Sometimes he dominates the ball so much to our own team's deficit. No one else is in a rhythm now because he's taking a lot of the shots, or he's making a lot of the plays. You need to let other guys make plays. You need to let other guys try some things out, mess up, and learn also because you're going to need them when you get there. You're going to need them in the playoffs. You're going to need them ready when somebody gets hurt. You're going to need these other guys confident in how to play with you, and you need to learn how to play with them. You need to know when when Duran is going one on one, where he needs to look for you on the weak side wing. He needs to get used to kicking the ball out to you after he drives and your man comes and helps. Ivy needs to get accustomed to where to find you, Cade Cunningham, on the weak side. Right? Duran needs to get used to finding Ron Holland on the backdoor cut. And I still want to see more pick and pop action with Isaiah Stewart. I don't see it enough. I really don't see it enough. So this is what I'm looking for tonight. We got the New Orleans Pelicans. Um, it's going to be a good game. I enjoy watching the New Orleans Pelicans. I love Jeremiah Fears. He's fearless. Um, I guess it kind of goes with the name, Fears, fearless. You got Derek Queen, very skilled, very entertaining. He's only a rookie. Got Eves Misi, Zion Williamson seems to be healthy. Trey Murphy the third, Herb Jones, Jordan Poole, Jordan Hawkins. Um, you got a really good team. Micah Peavy, uh, Markovich, I think is their other forward big man. They have a lot of talent, and they're going to compete. Remember, we are the number one seeded team in the East. We're the big fish now. So when they get out there, they're looking to say, "Yo, let's get revved up." So they're going to bring it. So we can't approach them like their record because they're going to play their best ball against us. They are going to play their best ball against. They are not going to lay down. They're really athletic. Yes. So we've got to come ready to go. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be all for today. Appreciate y'all jumping on with me. I got to figure out the times because I be hooping on Wednesdays and Fridays in the morning, so it's harder to get on here. But Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, it's easy to get on here. All this to say, the game tonight. Let's go Pistons. I like to leave y'all with a little thing. If you haven't already, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Um, One of the things that I respect about Martin Luther King, because it was his birthday just a couple days ago, um, is that he had this quote, and he said that the enemy of progress is not the outright racist. It's not the person who's yelling slurs. He said the enemy of progress is the passive observer. The enemy of progress is the passive observer. And he's talking about the person who sits by and does nothing, sits by, doesn't engage, doesn't show up, doesn't try to do what they can do, doesn't speak up, doesn't acknowledge, maybe sometimes even tries to discourage somebody. Say, hey, man, you're causing too much friction. The enemy of progress is the passive observer. So I just want to challenge all of us. Don't be the passive observer. Do what you can. Maybe it's in your conversation. Maybe you hear somebody talking about change and progress and improving things, and you encourage it, especially if it's around justice and freedom, giving people equal opportunities and a chance. Speak up for others because there was a statement that somebody once says like if you don't speak up for others when they're being oppressed, when you get oppressed, there'll be nobody there to help speak up for you. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Have a wonderful day. Make sure you love people deeply, laugh hard as hell, and live your life to the fullest. And I'm gonna get at y'all next time. Peace.